Intended, but do you feel the same? Lovers, late at night, I will be right here too. Out of sight, love is a.
Hello everybody, it's your girl Imani P from the DMV. You know where I'm at, Nora B, and welcome to my channel Imaniversus, where I talk about music, culture, and more. Today is the and more category. I want to talk about Encanto. I watched it like a month ago. I like the movie. It's a good movie. I'm sorry I slept on it. When it came, I'll let you know. But I have issues with the movie and the storyline and just everything Disney's doing. But we'll get there. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to this video on this channel. Check out my Spotify at imaniversus, and then check out my music blog, coolagain.blog. I'm gonna start writing blog posts for people, so if you want a blog post written, just email me and we could talk about logistics, formalities, so anyway, let's get started. So Encanto is a movie produced by Walt Disney Animation and dropped in December of 2021. I remember seeing commercials for it and it looked interesting, but I just never sat and wanted to go to the theaters and watch it. It's gonna be on Disney Plus in like a month, so I'm just wait. So that's what I did. And then I started hearing people say how much they like it. I was like, oh, I gotta watch Encanto, I gotta watch it. So let me just, spoiler alert, before y'all come to me, spoiler alert. Encanto is about this magical family. They're from Colombia, and the Abuela and Abuelo, they found each other, they found love, and then they had to leave their village because the Crusaders were coming. I guess the Spaniards came and tried to like burn down their village and take them into slavery and stuff. You know how they be doing, conquering, conquistadors, you know what I mean? Colonizing. Anyway, so while they were running out into the forest, Abuelo is like, I gotta try to talk to them, because talking will make them stop. Instead of running with my wife and our 3 kids, because you know she got pregnant with triplets, I'm gonna go turn around and talk to the conquistadors to make them leave me, my family, my village alone. That didn't work. So then Abuelo sees what happens. She gets to the ground and she falls out. She's sad. And then this magical flower comes and it just creates a whole thing. It gets rid of the conquistadors. They like all the way back distance away. And she makes a whole big house and village and stuff. And the flower gives her family power. So her 3 triplets, one of them, she cooks food to heal people. Her food heals people. The other one, she can make storms based on her emotions. And then the other one can see the future. And so it's like Bruno, the Madre, and then the Tia. And then they have kids. So like the Tia has like 3 kids. She got Dolores, she can hear really well. She got the shape-shifting nigga. And then she got the littlest one. Oh my gosh, the littlest one is so cute. Oh my gosh, he's adorable. And he can talk to animals and stuff, which is really cool. And then the Madre, I think she has 3 kids. So she has the one that does the flowers, and she's kind of like a mean bitch, but you know, I like her. And she is a reason why. And then they got the one that's really, really strong. And then they have the one that didn't have powers. Like, oh, that's Maribel. That's like the main nigga in the movie. Like, she's the main chick. So the movie's basically like, you know, the littlest boy, like her younger cousin gets his powers. Maribel never got her powers. And she's trying to figure out, because her uncle Bruno, he like left because he was getting scrutinized a lot in the village for telling their futures, and they didn't like their futures. So then he got blamed for it, which is stupid. So she's trying to figure out why the house, Casita, was breaking. Like the house is breaking, there's holes in the house, all this stuff. And, you know, that's basically what the movie's about. She figures out at the end it's because no one ever gave Abuela a hug. That's literally why the house broke. Because no one ever sat down with Abuela and, you know, asked about her and gave her a hug. And because of that, she was a mean bitch to all her grandkids. Like, after, you know, Abuelo passed away and she watched him pass away, she like goes on and starts taking on the family and making sure their power is using correctly, and they're helping the village because they made a whole big village in Colombia. And she never sat down and tried to heal from her pain. She just kind of like covered it up and shut it down to make sure the family's good. And no one in the family ever sat down with Abuela and asked about her life, asked about Abuelo, ever gave her a hug. No one ever tapped her, was like, you know, grandma, like that was really hard. I'm so sorry to hear that. And like rubbed her back. No one ever did that. And because no one ever did that, and because she never sat down and healed from it, she was mean bitch to everybody. I liked Abuela until Luisa was talking about how much pressure she feels and how sad and all this stuff, and how Abuela made her feel bad. I was like, I don't like that. And then also, when the real reason why Bruno was gone is because Abuela like whisked him away, I was like, that's enough. I don't like Abuela no more. Because what are you talking about? Hey, it's Jenna. So that's basically the movie. At the end, Maribel, you know, gives Abuela a hug and she processes through her pain and stuff, and Casita gets built right back up. And then Maribel actually becomes the keeper of the magic. She doesn't get no powers. She becomes the keeper of the magic, like her grandma. Just make sure the magic's working, keeps the family together. Whoopty whoop. Cute movie, right? So like, let's talk about my issues. So I wrote it down. Firstly, I feel like the movie really lacked in a way, and there's a reason why. So I have a friend that works in like the movie and film industry, and she was telling me one of the editors for like Disney said that Disney is focused on dropping like 3-4 movies a year. They're focusing on making money and not focusing too much on the story. So because of that, the stories are lacking, and I do feel like Encanto could have been better if they went in deeper as to how the flower formed. Like, she just fell out, started crying, and this flower just comes out of nowhere. Can you explain why the flower came out of nowhere? Did her village already had magical flowers? Like, was it her tears? Was it God? Was it a supernatural, like, you know, witch that was like, no, you're not gonna mess with my village? Like some Moana shit. Like, she just flat out cried and this flower came. And it didn't explain like the flower was connected to her abuelo or not. Like, it didn't explain anything. They just said a flower came. And I don't like that. So Disney's choosing money over good storyline in the shows, especially in Encanto. I didn't understand that. It didn't make no sense to me. The other thing that don't make no sense to me, like I said before, no one ever sat grandma down and like asked her about abuelo and like what happened. I'm sure they did, and I'm sure it was probably a touchy subject for her because she was so hardened by then. But I had a grandmother that would not talk to me about stuff, and I would just pick out her slowly as the years went on. And as the years went on, she would talk more and more, and I will understand her more and more. I just feel like nobody ever sat her down. That's weird. I also didn't like I understand they were trying to show like family dynamics. Like, the family dynamic in Encanto is like true to real life, where you have the one girl that's like the oldest, has to make the family proud. She's not making any decisions of her own because she has to make the family proud. You got the one girl that's kind of the black sheep, which is Maribel. You got the other dude that's kind of like mischievous and like the funny. I'm more of like the mischievous one. Like, I do kind of like break up like the tension in the room when stuff happens in my family. Even in my extended family, I'm always kind of like the comic relief because I'm like, you know, I feel like the dynamic is true to real life. I mean, we all saw our families in the movie. I just didn't like how Abuela just didn't, I mean, she didn't know. She had to get the village and the family together. But I just wish she sat down for a second and processed through her trauma, so her kids and her grandkids can feel better about themselves and not feel like they have to be perfect and help everybody and who cares about how I feel. And like, especially the Tia, like the one that does the storms, like every time that she felt a certain way, they just told her to calm down, stop overreacting. Like, no, she's upset. Ask her why she's upset. don't tell her to just stop having feelings. Like, you stop having feelings. I understand, like, she's causing a storm. But if you gave her, like, a good coping mechanism, like, I feel like she would have been fine. But, you know, that made too much sense. And then, like, my other thing was Bruno. Like, okay, the village really blew me talking about we don't like Bruno because when he told us our futures, it was never anything we wanted to hear. Did you think your future was gonna be something you liked? If I got told my future, I would not be mad at the person telling me my future. That's my future. You have the ability to change it. Like the one guy told me something, he told me I would go bald and I went bald. Why didn't you find some hair growth medicine? It makes too much sense? Okay. Come on now. Like, it wasn't Bruno's fault. And then in turn, he like ran away. He didn't even run away in the village. He started living in the walls with mice and talking to himself. And then he really missed his family so much, he drew himself a plate every time they ate dinner. For years, Bruno was gone. When I saw that plate, I said, you know what, Abuela, you're messed up and this village sucks. And if I was Bruno, I would have moved to America. Because what? Anyway. My last issue was Maribel still not getting a gift at the end. Like, I understand they're trying to show you that you don't always get what you want at the end. Like, it always doesn't work out. That's like Disney's new thing now. Like, women not, I guess, getting everything they want. Just being more true to reality. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you don't get everything you want. Even though you worked so hard or you did fix the problem, at the end you don't get your gift. I would have liked it if at the very end we could have saw Maribel start levitating. I was like, that's right, Maribel, you got your gift. But no, her gift is make sure that magic's good. Whatever. Anyway, overall, I did like the movie. I do want to watch it again because it was such like a fun watch. But I do wish like Disney would stop worrying about money and like put more time into the stories of their movies, because I can tell that their movies are lacking like storyline. It's because some stuff just didn't make any sense. Like some stuff didn't make any sense. Anyway, that's the end of my video. Let me know what y'all think about Encanto below and about any of my commentary, and I'll see y'all real soon because I'm that girl.
Understanding, get it right. What I need for you is everlasting. Lovers at night, I might regret the day. Was it worth? Yeah, can't keep on no more, especially when